has the first 5 years of marriage been? Do you want to go first?
No, go ahead. I'm a gentleman.
The first 5 years of marriage, I'd say on balance, pretty good. I think.
Balance?
No, like if I was to, like we've had way more good times than bad times.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously it wasn't perfect.
Right.
The first year was tough.
Yeah.
Because I think any marriage, you have to adjust.
Adjustment period.
Learning to live with somebody that you've never lived with before. Sure. We have our different ways of doing things.
And you had moved.
And then I think that's what made, for us, the biggest challenge was I'd moved from London. I'd never lived here before.
Right.
I didn't have any friends.
Yeah.
So I think that brought an added dimension because he was like my only friend. He was like the only person I had to talk to, and I think that it felt like there was no, when you have those normal moments of like, you're driving me crazy, there was no outlet for me.
If you've been with us, and if you haven't, for the last few weeks before he travelled, PJ was sharing on Elisha and Elijah for a bit, but Elisha. And then last week, P-Tones also followed up and spoke about Elisha. I'm going to respect myself, and we're going to go somewhere else. So actually,
in this video, we're going to be looking at what really happened between Kemi Odukoya and his wife, Kemi Odukoya. Hello Diamonds, welcome to the channel. So we're going to be doing a deep dive on who is Kemi Odukoya's wife. If you're not familiar with Kemi Odukoya is the son of the late Pastor Bimbo Odukoya and the late Pastor Taiwo Odukoya. He was recently installed as the head pastor of the Fountain of Life Church, Lagos. Being a celebrity figure who has sparked a lot of controversy and a lot of conversation in recent times, a lot of people are asking, where is Kemi Odukoya's wife, Kemi Odukoya? And in this video, we're going to be looking at how they started, how many years they've been married, are they still married? Because we want to know, where is Kemi Odukoya? Please like the video, and if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to this channel. Our sponsors for this video is VT Pass Payment. With VT Pass Payment, you can make payment for your electricity bill right from your phone. You can also make payment for your DSTV Go TV. So whether you're in Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos, Benin, wherever you are in Nigeria, you can use VT Pass to make payments for your electricity bill. You could also make payments for your insurance bill. You could do a lot of stuff with this payment platform. So check out the pinned comment as well as my description box for the link to use VT Pass. According to an excerpt from an interview that was conducted by This Day before they got married, this is how they met. So I'm just going to skim through. Okay, please like the video. So according to Jimmy, he said that I went to the same secondary school with her cousin, and she came for her cousin's introduction. I hadn't seen her cousin in a while, and we said, let's hook up and catch up. We got to Olala in Ikeja. I get out of the car. She gets out of the car, and I said, who is that? And he said, she's my cousin. So the first time I saw her, I was at Olala in the parking lot. So they asked him, was it love at first sight? Jimmy now said, no, actually, no. I talked more to her cousin, Kike, catching up, updating each other. I hardly spoke to her. We were talking of relationships, and she said she has been single for 4 years, and she hasn't seen what she's looking for. I said, this is Lagos. This is your first time in a long time. Before you know it, you have lots of offers. People probably offer to chat you up, and her cousin suggested that we exchange contacts since we were both single. And I said, okay, that was the first day. So Kemi now said, the next day was my cousin's introduction, and that was when we started talking. He asked my cousin's permission to talk to me. your cousin is male, I presume. That's the interview. And Jimmy said, yes, he's male. Went to school together. When I got there, I asked if I could talk to our cousin, and he was one of my very good friends. And I said, why is everybody not talking to her? They said he told everyone not to talk to her, and we really had a very good conversation. And I asked her to marry me jokingly because my sister had just gotten engaged, and I found out that my brother-in-law, Olumide's younger brother, had just gotten engaged. Everyone was engaged, so I said, why don't we just get engaged? So I said, take your time. I will give you 5 minutes to talk, think about it. And I went downstairs to talk to her auntie that I was going to marry her niece jokingly. And it's funny how in reality it ended up being just that way. So he was asked, when you first saw him, what was your impression? What was the impression you had? So Kemi said, the first thing that struck me about Jimmy is that he's very kind, and I actually told my cousin about it in the car on the way back. Everyone he introduced me to actually said he is kind, and it's like it radiates from him. What was it that made you want to marry her? Jimmy said, I think we had a great conversation. We talked a lot. Kemi, we talked for hours, day and night, for like 3 days straight. He would call me up from from 8 p.m. and we would talk till 5 a.m. And we talked about everything. And my uncle was like, who are you talking to in the middle of the night? So Jimmy says, one thing I always looked out in person I would end up marrying, it was not someone who will be a ready-made pastor's wife who can rip out the microphone and preach the sermon. That was not my criteria. I wanted somebody who loved God and who has an open mind towards learning, growing in God and growing in life generally. One thing that struck me is that her love for God is real, is genuine. She can adapt to any situation. She's also very flexible. So he was asked, were you a pastor in 2011? Jimmy said, yes. So Kemi now said, he didn't tell me at first, and they laughed. So Jimmy said, yes, at first I didn't tell her. But the first thing I told her, I actually just said to her, by the way, I'm a pastor. There was this 30-second silence. She was just kind of silent for a while. So Kemi laughing said, yeah, I was silent. I was thinking of all the things I had told him. Jimmy now says, but I mentioned it to her by telling her what my mom would always say. And the next day we were talking, and she just said straight out of the blue, she said she was thinking of what I said the previous day and what my mom always asked my dates. And she said, I'm going to stop doing what a pastor's wife won't do. We're not official yet, but I like the way she was thinking. And because most of the ladies that I dated in the past were not comfortable having that conversation, I tell them, listen, I'm a pastor. There are certain things you can't wear. There are certain places you can't go, certain things you can't say, certain places where you can't show up. You know he's a pastor. That you know he's a pastor and that he's Pastor Taiwo's son. Is there any pressure? So Kemi says, I know he's a pastor. A lot of people love him and they love his family. I think it's a big role, but I see it like two people meeting and falling in love. We are going to get married. We should just go with the flow. I'm going to stop here because it's a whole long read, but I guess you guys get a drift of how they met. March 9th, 2013, Jimmy Odukoya got married to his sweetheart Oluwakemi Shade Banjoko. This was, as you can see, on Bella Ninja, March 9th, 2013. So on Bella Ninja, Nigeria's leading wedding website, they said, congrats to the gospel rap artist Pastor Jimmy Odukoya, son of the late Pastor Bimbo Odukoya and Pastor Taiwo Odukoya of Fountain of Life Church. The artist, popularly known as Pastor J, married his sweetheart Oluwakemi Shade Banjoko in London today. Congrats to the lovely couple. Then they went back to the interview and all of that we just read. It was a private ceremony. It was really beautiful. I remember then Kemi looking so beautiful and slim and gorgeous with Pastor Nomthi and the entire family. So let's look at some pictures. Beautiful pictures. The wedding was actually low key that year when the occasion happened. Jimmy and Kemi have two beautiful children. Okay, now That's the preliminary. Let's get into the meat of the matter. Over the years, Kemi has been a constant figure in the family. All right, when Jimmy's younger sister got married, she was very involved. In fact, there's this Instagram post that I saw that it really warmed my heart. According to Tolu Ijogo on September 17, 2020, when she posted her sister's wedding, she said, "We are a dancing family, though. Dr. Depso is such a good dancer, and Pastor Nomthi finished us on the dance floor. I am that PJ spared no prisoners. As for me, I dance with my heavenly swag. Kemi Odukoya gave us proper English moves. Oluchi wasn't too bad himself. We had too much fun. Our hearts, we are glad." Tolu's birthday 2020. Kemi sent birthday wishes where she said, "Happy birthday to my sister in love, Tolu Jogun, master planner and big sister of life. Happy that this year God surprises you with more than you could ever ask or imagine." And Tolu grammed the post and said, "Oh, thanks, Kems. My babies love you all." On 9th, 2021, Punch newspaper carried a story about them where they said Jimmy's wife was hailing her husband. "You should be celebrated every day." Okay, no, Jimmy, because her birthday is December 9th, 2021, put on Punch or put on his Instagram, Punch carried it and said, "You should be celebrated every day. Actor Jimmy Odukoya hails his wife on her birthday." This was in 2021. When you review their family, you know that they're a very tight knit family that loves to celebrate themselves. They are, there's something people say that you either come from a birthday family or a celebration type of family, or you don't. So with the Odukoyas, there were a lot of times that Pastor Nomthi would say happy birthday to Kemi, same thing with Tolu, and they all celebrate themselves. So it now raises a lot of questions with Jimmy Odukoya ascending to becoming the general overseer of Fountain of Life Church. There's a dead quietness that, to be honest, is very uncomfortable for me. The more I try to ignore it, the more my mind keeps telling me to dig further. So I remember in my last video, I was asking, or I explained it away that um, Jimmy Odukoya's wife was not seated in front with him, as well as Pastor Tolu's husband. But I knew that the sister's husband was sitting there, so it wasn't a case of we don't want their spouses to be in front or that kind of thing. And I went to check. I went to look for Kemi Odukoya because I know that I used to follow her a long time ago, but for some reason, her page has been deleted off Instagram. Because my initial thought was that, okay, maybe she's a very quiet person and all of that. But over the years, there's been a lot of celebration, a lot of press interviews. This family is a very PR savvy family, okay? Then I went to watch the installation service again, just for good measure, so that it's not like I'm mad. I saw someone who looks like her sitting 2 rows behind. And I'm just wondering, is something going on? Because there are no recent pictures. The pictures, everything that we are seeing in the media, are very old pictures, old videos from 5 years ago, old pictures from when they got married. But this, and I know that this family is not like that, because even when when his younger sister got married, they had like a family picture, they had all of that. So, there's been a lot of things that have been pushed, we've seen in recent times. So I'm wondering what really happened to Kemi Odukoya. Why are we not seeing her? Why is there no congratulatory message from Kemi Odukoya to her lovely husband? Why are there no official photographs of Jimmy Odukoya and Kemi Odukoya? These questions are just questions that I'm asking, just like every other person. And I don't know. Maybe someone can tell us in the comment section, because I know that over the years there's been a lot of press, a lot of, you saw Jimmy hailing his wife on her birthday, Punch carried it. So there's no way, there's absolutely no way, if Kemi Odukoya had made a congratulatory statement, we've seen, you understand. And I watched the current services since his installation, like, okay, maybe that day of the burial, maybe she was busy as wife and all those type of things, but I can't find her. Do you understand? I can't find her. I can't find her. There's another video where Pastor Jimmy showed like the behind the scenes of when he was going into service. She wasn't there. So what really happened to Kemi Odukoya? Did she relocate out of the country? Are they having issues? What is going on? Because at first I was saying that, oh, probably because the sister is going to be like the mommy of the church and all of that. And to be honest, I really, if the wife is not that type of person, because I was thinking the wife doesn't want to be in front and all of that, but as I started my quest of information and looking for answers, I saw that she has actually been preaching at the Cave Church. The Cave Church is one of the branches of Fountain of Life Church. So it's not a question of, no, she cannot talk, she's very shy, because that's what I was saying. Anyway, so I don't know if anybody has answers. We would like to know what's happened to Kemi Odukoya. Did she run away from, is she angry that her husband is now the GO? Or did the husband say, I don't want you to be in front so that Nigerians will not come for you, so that they will not dig deep? But the more we are not seeing her, the more people will be bringing out more things. You understand? So whatever is going on, please, we would like to know what really happened to Kemi Odukoya, because people don't just disappear like that. People don't just delete their Instagram pages like that. People don't just tell their spouses that they've been saying happy birthday, happy whatever good thing. Another thing that is making me raise an eyebrow was at the Woman King premiere, Kemi's presence was loudly absent, because I went to check. I said, okay, let's go and check. So what's going on? Aproko people. It's not even, it's not funny. It's not funny. Let me not laugh, because people have warned me not to be laughing. So I'm not going to laugh. Let me just be serious. What exactly is going on? What's going on? And I know that this family is a very PR savvy family, so it's possible that PR has been done all over Lagos and nobody's talking about it. But like I said, if you watch my old video, other video, I was even explaining it away. But it's something just like, I want to remove my mind from it. My mind will bring me back to it. I want to say, okay, let's just like, but the more I look and see deeper, it's like there's something going on here. Okay. And I don't know, you guys talk to me. Don't you think it's strange, or is there some other reason why we may not be seeing Kemi Odukoya? I don't know. Share with me your thoughts. Look out for my next video, where we're going to be talking about what really is happening to Tolu's husband, Olumide Ijogun. Please like the video, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Watch the next one. Thank you.